We're live for a really late night reading. It is super late. It's fucking 12:55 and we're going live. Jeez Louise. I am the hostess with the mostest, the High Priestess Phoenix. I'm not going to give you all the charades. You're going to catch my intro in every other video. That card is still staying up there from our earlier video. So in order to keep up with me, you would have had to catch my earlier live, and plus what I just posted on my community page. I was up because I didn't get home till like 11 anyways, and then I took a bath, and I was still unwinding, and my Holy Spirit's like, go look at Russ. Alright, here we go. And Russ is out of control. He's trying to reel it in, but he's making it worse. And I'm supposed to use this as evidence to what I told you would happen yesterday in my videos. That you're going to act up, and it's going to come out, and you're going to see yourself. I didn't plan on doing an inner child reading right now, but that's what just happened to poor Russ to Bust. As much as I listened to it, so he said, I addressed this on Facebook, but I'm going to address it here. So I listened to his shit there, and then I went to Facebook, and I went through the comments, and I was like, oh my God, Russ. What happened to Russ? He lost his shit. But you know what I heard? And I can only hear, I can only see with my own two eyes, and I have a very different perspective than what you guys are going to get. He was upset because his show was interrupted. And you hear it over and over and over. And that's what he's trying to talk about. It doesn't matter what they did. It's the fact that I was in the middle of deep introspective songs. And, I'm singing about my family. And this is the time you choose to make it about you. And because... there's so many ways to slice and dice this, but what came out was what I told you would come out. Is that you would relapse. And you'd let your fucking side show, and that's really how he is, bro. And that's what is in the comments, too. What happened? Well, apparently somebody passed out at first, so he stopped his show to make sure that, they were okay. And then after that, other people were trying to signal him the same way that they had signaled him for the pass out. And he was distracted. He won't admit it, but the whole time he's distracted. They're distracting him, so he can't perform. He finally stops, and they're trying to give him a Native American cultural medallion beaded necklace. Somebody has took the time. They knew he was coming, probably bought his tickets fucking January. Started making this fucking necklace for this motherfucker. They worked their way all the way to the crowd, to the front. And he throws a fit. He's like, how disrespectful are you? And it gets real bad because the whole crowd is Native American and they know what this person has done, is trying to offer to him. And at this time, he feels totally disrespected that they had interrupted his show. He's now on Facebook and on Instagram trying to explain why he acted the way that he acted. That's what he's trying to do, is justify his actions. Now, had he not said anything about it and just left it at the show, the rest of the world wouldn't have known. Only those that were at the show would have known, but now the whole world knows that. And now every Native American, every indigenous culture is going to be like, actually they're calling him Goofy. And instead of fuck Russ, it's all about this goofy dude. They're calling him Goofy. That's respectful. Good words. But he completely lost it. He had a Kanye moment, like we all do. And he's trying to clean it up, and by cleaning it up, he's making it so much worse. He's trying to justify himself. He's like, as a human, I was rattled, and I'm allowed to be. And you're not going to gaslight me. You guys played off a show just to hand me a gift. It's not about you. It's about my show and what I put into this for everybody and this and that. But what he doesn't get is, it is about them. It is about them. It is about them. And the comments are like, so after that he threw a fit and he stopped the show early and didn't perform all his songs. And people were upset. And they were like hella disrespected. And he comes out and tries to make it all better, saying, you know, well, you shouldn't have freaking acted like that. You put on a, you know what I mean? You put on a whole show and this and that, and you guys are trying to gaslight me because I didn't want your fucking, or because I didn't take the fucking gift. And I'm like, oh my god. And what's worse is he had already said something about it at Red Rocks. He said that when he started doing his introspective, which is low vibrational. Introspection is low vibrational. When he started doing his low vibrational songs, people thought that was a time to get up and get drinks. I mean, it's not a time to dance. This is the perfect time to go to the bathroom. This isn't a dance song. I don't feel like crying. You're fucking up my vibe right now. I was just being gangster with fucking Big Sean, and here you are talking about your fucking parent issues and your fucking boundaries and all this other bullshit that's on that fucking album. Say it again, Milia. And that's it. I'm trying to perform these songs about my family. Why? To your family? Because you're still performing for your family. You're still paying their bills. And that's what it is. He sees that it's supposed to go this way. And you fucked up the way that it was supposed to go. And that's how it was all the way through, right? So he got upset about Red Rocks because people decided they wanted to get up and get drinks when he started getting emotional. Yeah, it's time to get out of here. Let's let him cry for a minute. We'll come back to when it gets better. I mean, honestly, after 40 songs, when he starts getting sad, I'm out of there. All right, so then you got Chicago that got all flooded, and he bitched about that. And then he goes and destroys fucking Toronto. You're off to a wonderful start. And with God flooding all of these venues and shit, I'm like, yeah, keep it going, buddy. I tried to save Big Sean from this fucking disaster. I want to say that from the beginning. I told that motherfucker not to take no check, not to get on a plane with you, not to get caught up in this bullshit. It's some bullshit. Anyways, what's happening? Karma? And that's what you look at the comments. They're like, for whatever reason, they're like, Ice Cube took it. Ice Cube. West Coast, baby. You're dealing with Russ the Bust. He's a total bust. Anyways, I told everybody this would happen. And he's our don't be that guy, but it's not, you can't stop it. Your true colors are going to come out. Oh, welcome to the darkness. She's here to make sure that we don't have to deal with no negativity. That would be a part of me, and that's where we don't deal with that. Now, unfortunately, as much as I didn't want to start a reading on this, I realized that's our next chapter. I'm going to just leave that visual there for you. Why? Because it's good for you. We're not talking about dolphin moves. We're going to talk about meeting your inner child, or meeting Russ's, as we just did. Jesus, Russ. That's what I mean. He talks a good game, bro. And then you see it's all just game, bro. Let me put you on game. Shut up, bro. So stupid. I'd be feeling so sorry for him, bro. In these moments, that's what I told Twin Flame X. I was like, it's absolute pity. I fucking pity the shit out of him. I feel so sorry for him all of the time. Really? Yeah. He's gonna sit there reading those comments and combating himself with his fucking followers and shit. Trying to justify his actions, trying to ask for forgiveness but still stand on business. He's such a distorted masculine. That's most of them, though. It's like, dude, as much as I love Allie, it's like, fuck. I pity him so dearly. It's like, it's so sad. You heard me. I cried last night about Marshall. Fucking Lewis. I can't help you, bro. You guys are so fucking fucked up. I barely could help myself. How the fuck? Alright, let's meet the inner child. The inner child lives in the west of your medicine wheel. The west, in my teachings, is the home of water and your emotions. And that's what comes out. Your inner child is the emotions. And that's where the nurture has to come in and listen to the inner child, let it be emotional and act. That's how I'm such a good, that's how I'm so good with kids, is because I understand that they're just expressing emotions. And we just let them express, dude. Like, let them be expressive. They don't need to be quiet. They don't need to be still. They have so much explosion inside of them that they're going to run around in circles real quick. Screaming at the top of their lungs. And they're like, my kids are wild. My kids are wild. My kids are crazy. They're kids, bro. They're kids. They had too much sugar. That's not it. They're full of the life force energy that we are slowly losing. You know what I mean? Like, in the essence, it's like, just let him be. Like, and that's what it is. What came out right there? His inner child, bro. He didn't know what to do. He was called to do the right thing, which was stop the show and make sure everyone was okay. And when he realized that they just wanted to love him, like he always does, and I'm a prime example, he turns into a fucking raging lunatic. When you try to show that man love, he's a raging lunatic. Really? Narcissist. He only wants to give love. He don't know how to receive it. And his love language is Apple Pay. He loves to give the cash rate. Listen here, Sugar Daddy Kane. You are in a lot of trouble right now. Who taught him that? His fucking parents. Alright, let's see. Him and his emotions. Dreams, feelings, the shadow side of your personality, your subconscious, your inner journey, are all functions of the West. West side? I'm that wicked witch of the West. Western civilization. I teach you how to go into your emotions in the oceans and ride the waves of your shadows. God is great all the time. In your personal shield, your inner child holds the qualities of emotional spontaneity and honesty, curiosity, and freedom to be playful and joyful. He or she approaches the world with other people with awe and wonder. And that's kids. They're really like, okay. Until that's what it is too. They're fucking fearless and they're great. I don't know, I like watching them. They're much better than watching adults. There'll be like a bunch of them running around. I'm like, they're like, they live in a much better reality than you guys. Your inner child never takes anyone or anything for granted and finds exploring and learning about life and other people to be the most fun when they are done experientially. Whatever. He or she loves to examine the details of the tiniest wildflower or gaze at the monumental structures of trees in awe of the complexities and perfection of nature. When you fully awaken, as you're awakening, you become the fool again. Because you're working through your inner child. So you're becoming your inner child. If you don't, you become them, which is the shadow version, is very much your distorted, your unhealed inner child. You can see the unhealed inner child on everyone. Everyone. It's only when you can see the healed inner child. Who can you see that in? Logic. Logic's inner child shows quite often. That's what I attach to. He's goofy. I guess we can't call you that anymore. That's Russ's word. Dude, it's all in the comments. This goofy dude. They didn't want to disrespect you. They called you goofy. It must be a Canadian thing. They're much kinder with their words. They're a different kind. Anyways, watching a bumblebee or an ant colony or being delighted can take up a whole afternoon. That's me, my inner child. Like, I go out and everything is like, did you see that? Wow, that was cool. We do that, dude. You can't. We're looking at the flowers. I'm watching the cars. Did you smell?
Up a really big mushroom.
She picked up a mushroom. We just, like, for real, bro. We like, everything's an adventure. It's a trippy adventure every time I go out there. Oh, we're gonna get on the bus now. Look at the bus. This is cool. It's like I've never been on Earth before. I mean, everything is very new. You see it with new eyes. It's like everything is just extremely new. Your inner child is, and that's it too. When they said that, I told Milia about it. It was so deadly. I made a video about it. It was the most painful thing I ever watched. What was it? There was rain in Oklahoma, and it washed up, when it rains, it washed up these big-ass fucking worms, right? These big earthworms. This motherfucker had to be, like, 9 feet long, right? Not really. He was, like, seriously, probably, like, 6 inches. and he's next to me. And the ants, these ants that were eating me all summer, get a hold of him, dude. And they start eating him, and he's flopping and he's floating, and I'm just like watching it, and I want to save him so badly, dude. And God said, no, this is the circle. They must eat too. And I'm like, oh, but it hurts. Because, I mean, they ate my fucking feet up until I learned that garlic kept them away. Them motherfuckers were destroying me. Dude, Mr. Plum even felt bad. And God would just set me out there in the fucking ant holes, bro, with the bees and shit. Sweating my ass off, bro. But I watched it. It was the most painful thing to watch, dude, to watch this circle of life, because I knew the pain of each of those bites. And they came out, dude, like hundreds of them, and they were eating this thing, and it was just flopping, and I was just like, oh, please, God, put it out its misery. Yeah, some of those things be hard to watch. The world moving, it's hard to watch. Your inner child is fully absorbed in whatever he or she is doing, unless feeling stifled and bored by lack of freedom. This subpersonality shows enthusiasm and expresses pleasure easily and cherishes his or her dreams and fantasies. When your inner child is out of balance, you may feel restless, agitated, frustrated, bored, or apathetic. All of these are signs that your inner child needs more freedom of expression. That's what she talked about. That's what we've been talking about for a whole week. Speaking your truth. I want to remind you, she is holding a tongue right there. Who's she holding the tongue of? Negativity. Have you become so sophisticated to share your dreams, or you feel, or to feel awe and wonder in the presence of a busy squirrel or a brightly colored insect? Excuse me. That's really it, is you don't have time to see the beauty in life because you're trying to see your way through it. Do you hide your true feelings because you think it would be uncouth or immature to express them? Do you look at your mate and close friends with inquisitiveness and excitement of wanting to know more about the vastly conscious being before you? I'm seeing that conversation with Twin Flame. Hey, dude, I think that triggered him. I think that bothered a lot of people because I posted a screenshot of that conversation. Yeah, that was kind of fucked up, huh? Stop trying to marry me and it's like, you're painting me out to be a bad person because you're fucking have commitment issues. Anyways, going back to that, it's like, my conversations are too... Did you hear that?
Yeah, the batteries are out.
Ew.
It's like black people are known for that.
Okay, well, let's leave that alone. I'm like, whoa. I heard that right away. Just like that, it's like, I want to get to know people. I want to understand the exquisitiveness, you know what I mean, of these people, the vast consciousness of your being. No, I don't want to talk about deep shit. Well, whatever, surface level. Are your relationships alive, loving, and ever-changing, or boring and predictable? Do you let yourself cry and laugh out loud at special moments in your life or at good movies? That occurred to me today. What happened? That was a weird moment. They threw another twin flame into my freaking perspective. I was literally in nowhere land, and I was like guided to dude, I haven't thought about that one for a long, long time. I was guided to reach out, and it was kind of interesting because afterwards I was like, I don't know if they've been watching the whole time. And I was like, well, that could be good. And I was like, yeah, you think it's okay, but you have to know the intensity of my videos where I'm literally like laughing real hard about inappropriate shit, but crying really hard about really fucked up inappropriate shit that's been done in my life. Like those videos that's where the people fall in love. They fall in love with, you know what I mean, the truth of my life. But it's pretty creepy in there. I'm like, oh, do you let yourself cry? Yeah. I have to. The visions come in the middle of my videos, and I have to break down and face the most fucked up fucking things. And I forget that people have seen that side of me. After I've seen it and healed it, I'm not afraid of it, and I can laugh about it afterwards. But I forget that there was people sitting there on the other side of the video when I found these memories and watched me break down and rebuild myself, through the moments of these horrifying moments. There's so many of them in those videos. It's like, which one would you be more ashamed? I mean, which one did you catch? They're pretty all bad. Or do you drink, smoke, and eat sweets, watch movies, or overindulge in any way when you feel uncomfortable emotions coming to the surface? Well, I smoke and eat sweets and watch movies and overindulge when they tell me to. Most addictions are due to repressed and controlled inner child. When you go into a vision quest to meet your inner child, it is important that you are available for full emotional and verbal expression. If your inner child is lifeless and sad, or distrusting and sulky, it may take a little time to win his or her trust. Be very honest with this part of yourself, because even the slightest deception will be seen as a reason to distrust and feelings of hurt and betrayal. I spoke of that yesterday. Lying to yourself. Telling yourself that you're going to be good to yourself and you're going to do good things for yourself and not doing it. Like, something simplistic, it was really funny. I noticed it was a chain effect. It was a chain effect. I'd been talking to Morgan about, opening up. We need to open up to our femininity and open up to more masculinity, right? And so yesterday I noticed she had her nails were done. And she's like, oh, I got lots of them. She's like, I thought about what you said and I need to be more feminine. She's like, dude, I got tons of them. You want to do your nails? I was like, I used to do them all the time, but as a fire witch, I start them to put motherfuckers on fire all the time. She's like, really? I was like, yeah. But then today, she was like, you sure don't want to do your nails? I was like, all right, dude, I'll do my nails. Why? Because I used to love to do that type of shit. My inner child wanted to. And after she gave me the nails, I was like, you know what? I need to color my hair. Really? Yeah, I need to color my hair. I keep saying I'm going to do that for myself, and I haven't done it. You haven't? No, not since I even got my hair cut. I was going to. Oh, no, I did. I colored it once, but I didn't. It just keeps getting lighter. And the sun, it keeps lightening. So I'm like, I'm tired of this. And that's when my daughter was like, just go blonde. I was like, nah, but then my eyebrows don't match with it. And it's like, no, I don't want to go. So anyways, that's where that came from. And that's your inner child when you tell them you're going to do something. Another thing happened today, too. So when we went to go do laundry, I hadn't eaten, and I just figured I'd, find something. I'd get some munchies, some snacks or something at the dollar store or something that was nearby. There's a Walmart and all kinds of shit. And as we were getting off the bus, she's like, oh, dude, we need to get some fucking tacos, bro. There's a great taco stand right there. And, I was like, damn, we do. I got a couple bucks, bro, and I never do shit like that for myself anymore, where I'll just stop and feed myself good food. I was like, and I told her, I was like, dude, I just take care of the kids. And to be honest, I just eat the Salvation Army food most of the time. I was like, I might get myself occasional snacks and shit, but I don't really fuck around. I was like, this is good for me. So I got myself a big old chicken quesadilla, but then I got pissed off on that lady, and I didn't eat any of it, and I brought it home, and my son ate all of it. I took a couple bites. But it was, that's what it means, is your inner child. You're like, one day I'm going to do this for myself. I'm going to take, you know what I mean? And when you don't take care of yourself and you lie to yourself and you keep telling yourself no, your inner child gets pissed off. It gets pissed off if anybody else treats you like that, especially you. Your inner child is the one that's being ignored. It doesn't like to be ignored. It's the one that goes off about being rejected, ignored, unappreciated, not seen. Right? That's what I'm telling you right now. That's Russ right now. That's Russ always. He's his inner child. He's a whole child. It's not inner. It's on his outer. What happened? He opened Pandora's box, same as fucking Kanye, but they didn't face it. So it became them. It's a fucking... It's you. And if you don't face you, then you become that side of you. I've seen it happen to so many people. Really? Where they just come out looking like whole-ass childs. Like, just their younger version. Like, they just, went back in time, 30 years. They're all, having... They can call them, these weird midlife crisis where you see these girls, trying to be young again, and these guys being all young again, and just going back in time. Thinking that they're young again, dude. It's like they're stunted in their growth. They can't accept their age or something. And that's because the inner child never got to live, and it doesn't want to die. It doesn't want to be old. You made the inner child grow up too fast, and that's where I am. And that's where most of you need to be, is we grew up too fast. I was a mother at 16. I was a mother and a wife at 16. 2 kids by 18. Way too fast. My inner child, I didn't get to grow up at all. That's what we just keep talking about. Is how I didn't have a chance to express all of these parts of me. They were repressed, and now I have to let them out to be, you know what I mean, to be healthy. Because ultimately, without the maturity of these parts, I can't go forward. I'm being immature about a lot of things. Haven't you noticed? I have. Alright, and that's because I sit here with myself. You guys don't want to deal with yourself. You don't want to deal with the child inside of you. You don't want to deal with the hurt woman inside of you. You don't want to deal with the fucking angry man inside of you. There's a lot going on inside of you. You need to deal with some of that shit. Alright, if your inner child is, sad and shit like that, and that's where it is, what do you want to do? It doesn't even have a, you know what I mean? It doesn't say anything because it doesn't, it's so used to not being heard. That was the biggest thing. My inner, shit, forever, all my freedom. And I'd sit there and ask myself, what do you want to do? Nothing. You don't want to go anywhere? No. That was God forever. Trying to offer me to go out and play. Go do this. Go do that. No. I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to. Because Lilith was a hurt child. She don't want to play with them. No, you'll like them. No, I don't want to. They're not going to like me. That's it. Is, can a lot of you relate to that in your inner child? Where people offer you and you're like, no. No. It's not that you won't enjoy yourself. Get to the bottom of that. I'm not going to tell you what the truth is. I want you to find that truth on your own for those of you. I could tell you what it is, but you can find it and find yourself. If your inner child is lifeless and sad or distrusting and sulky, it may take some time to win his or her trust. Be very honest with this part of yourself because even the slightest deception will be seen as a reason for distrust and feelings of hurt and betrayal. Your inner child needs you to support its freedom, joy, and vast array of feeling states. And that's what I told you last night as the nurturer. I listened to, again, the conscious, the mind. I'm hungry. I'm this. I'm that. I want this. I want that. And that's where it is. I have to listen to it and nurture to it. I'm tired. Okay, well, let's lay down for a minute. I'm hungry. Well, we just ate. How about just a snack? You know what I mean? That's it. Your inner child has, it's your feelings. And that's kids. They're all day trying to tell you how they feel. That's it. And what they want. What they think will make them feel better. That's it. And it's the same thing with your inner child, dude. It's redirection all the time. All the time. The reward for giving yourself this needed support are a happier, more balanced life and more self-respect and self-love. My inner child loves to go-karting with the kids. It loves to do that. I get to act a fool and really try to smash these fuckers. I get to be a kid with them. I love to do that stuff. I like to get with kids anyways and let my inner child play with them. It's fun. It lets out. That's where you can be an adult and get into imaginary games with your kids and really get into, performing and acting with them because you're really in it. You feel fun with them. You're having fun with this game that they're playing. You're really in it. That's your inner child when it can be free like that. Not when you're being a drill sergeant playing basketball with your kids. That's not really being an inner child. That's being a bully. You know what I mean? But my inner child loves bubbles. They were blowing bubbles and I just had to stop. I'll do it every time. Every fucking time, bro.
Oh, look, they're blowing bubbles.
All the time. She knows it. I can't not look and say, oh, look, bubbles. I love bubbles. My favorite thing about getting married is the bubble dance. It's a tradition where during the first dance with your husband or wife or whatever, they dim the lights and everybody blows those little bubbles. I love those bubbles. Bubbles are great. Certain things about it, your inner child just doesn't want to, I noticed my inner child had a nasty addiction to Oreos. I tried to figure out where it was. I went all the way back, and the only thing I could find was we never had them in our home. So I think that's why I like them so much, because we didn't have them. Most adults, when I drove Lyft, I used to have I did it in the beginning. I stopped doing it later. I used to carry this little, I was just really cool like that, very mommy. I had this little snack basket where I'd have little bottles of water and all kinds of snacks because I did airport rides. So people were going to the airport, they were going to be hungry, or they were getting off the plane and they were going to be hungry. They were typically tipping type of people anyways, and I would buy just snacks from the dollar store and fill up this little thing, and they would appreciate it and seriously super tip me for just little acts of kindness. And I always paid attention to what I had to replace most. I would put all kinds of different stuff in there: crackers, cookies, fruit snacks, different things, gum. I noticed sometimes I started carrying feminine products in there for people because occasionally I had someone ask me for feminine products, so I started keeping little things like that in this basket. I would just have it in the front seat and I'd put it back. It's like it would, anything to make your ride better, help yourself. And so what I noticed though, I would say 80% of the adults that would get in my car would always go for the fruit snacks. They always went for the fruit snacks. No matter which kinds I had, they wanted fruit snacks. And I realized that a lot of adults, like if you want to appeal to an inner child in an adult, offer them fruit snacks. Truly, watch them. Fruit by the foots, fruit roll-ups, gummy bears, gummy worms, any of those little fruit snacks. Watch them. They love them. And that's it. It's like honoring your inner child. You know, my inner child, that's what I said to Morgan today. We should go swimming. That's not an adult thing. That's not an adult thing.
I saw a big old water.
I'm not fucking, you know what I mean? I'm not an Olympic swimmer. That's a kid thing where you go and play in the water. That's a total kid thing. She's like, let me look it up. Let me see if I can find some pools around us. And that's what we were looking up today. You know, stuff like that. When you want to go out and, you know, explore. That's a kid thing. I want to go outside and play. That's a kid thing. Going out and shopping, that's an adult thing. Spending money, that's an adult thing. Kids don't really do that. If we do, what do? We buy snacks and shit. Shit we don't need. That's how you know how to identify your child. Follow the instructions in the section on your inner nurturer for setting up your vision quest to meet and communicate with your inner child. All right, well, we talked about that last night. You're going to have to go and meet your inner nurturer from last night's. Our next reading that we'll do, we can't do this tomorrow. I don't believe so. Tomorrow, which is today, which is Sunday, we do a lot of religious teachings, and then I do light codes. So I don't believe we'll be able to meet the warrior. But if we need to, there she is. He didn't. That was his inner child that acted up right there, because he's already in his inner child performing, you know, his music from his heart, and he's not being validated, and his biggest problem is not being validated. And these are his most vulnerable moments where he's pouring out his heart and people aren't listening and they're being disrespectful. So obviously he saw it the first night, and that's what it is. How are people going to react to this when I sing these songs? He saw it and he didn't like the reaction, and he said something about it in his Facebook, which I posted. And then yesterday it didn't go so well. And then today, during his slow songs, they did the same thing. So his inner child is not being seen, and so he throws a fit on the stage and says, "You're making this all about you. What about me? What about what I'm doing up here? And I'm trying to show you. I put all of this effort into this." And that's a child with a macaroni picture. It's like, look I worked so hard for this picture, and you don't see this picture, and all you care about is your stupid phone. If it was a child talking to an adult, but children can't talk to the adult, they can only just see that. Whereas now he gets to play adult, but he's coming from a wounded child place. And they're trying to make him feel bad for his actions, and he don't want to feel bad. He wants to feel justified. His inner child feels justified that you interrupted his very important, his recital. You know what I mean? He's torn. And that's because he's unhealed. When he sleeps, he'll wake up and he'll feel like shit about this. Why didn't I just take the shit, bro? Why did I act like that? That's where the demons come in. The demons of your own mind, the self-critic, and beat you up for your behaviors. That's not your warrior. That's not your nurturer. That's not your inner child. That's fucked up programming from an outside world. Somebody told you this and made you feel bad for your fucking behaviors. I'm not here, I mean, I kind of do. I'm like, damn, you done fucked up now. Hey, bro. What are you gonna do? Beg for forgiveness? Or what you're trying to do is justify your actions. You just gotta let shit be sometimes. And you could have just said, I apologize for my behavior. But you couldn't accept that your behavior was wrong. Why? Because your inner child wanted to be seen. It was seen. I forgive you. Now, I want to show you something here. As much as I can view Russ, this guy, my dark twin flame like this, he has trained me to be this master, to be able to deal with my future husband that might act out in his inner child at times. I'm able to recognize your inner child and what's happening. I'm able to recognize when you're triggered. I'm able to recognize that you're acting right now. That is a grace and a mercy that others will not be able to give to you. And that's a security that a troubled relationship, a challenging relationship can work through. When we can work through the fact that we have repressed emotions that are coming out of triggered conversations between us. As long as it doesn't get painful in the words that are, and that's what exactly what these messages have been saying. It's like, feel free to express yourself, but don't be painful about it. Don't use words like you, always, and stuff like that, making them, the problem. That's all I can say. All we can do is learn from each other and watch each other and, mirror each other in the best of ways. And these are those moments that even though he might not want to hear this, all of my other twin flames are reflecting and seeing it fuck, I do that shit too. I done did that shit. I do that shit all the time. Did we do it today? We always do. We act out and then we justify our actions. But in the essence, let's go back to what made us act like that. And that's what it is. What happened to Russ tonight? It wasn't that somebody was having an emergency. He was fine stopping for the emergency. Russ can't accept love, bro. That's the basic line of what I see. Realistically, I mean, in those moments, yeah, he's going to make it about if it would have been a different moment. But it's not that a different moment, because he's going to be that harsh and standoff about anybody trying to fucking get close and give him a fucking gift. And he's going to be like, you know what I mean? He thinks that you're trying to make it all about you, instead of making it all about him. And he doesn't know what it means to be a fan. I watched my ex-husband do the gayest shit ever, bro. I mean, I didn't see him do gay acts, but this is pretty close to the gayest act I've ever seen him do. He had never been to a concert. So I took him with me to Lollapalooza, which is basically the best concert in the world. And Eminem was headlining it. So, it doesn't get any better than that. But his sister tried to one-up me and get some tickets to Miley Cyrus. And he has this obscene crush on Miley Cyrus, right? Crush or lust, who knows? Anyways, we have tickets not so far, and we're going to a show in Pittsburgh. And, he's we go to leave the show, and he's hurt because she didn't see him. I wish she could have seen me. Were you gonna make a... I just remember, what was that going to mean a difference? Now, mind you, he really hated my celebrity status, where I literally talk to celebrities all the time and didn't jock nobody. And I mean that all the time. I'm like, I'm pretty sure my husband loves you more than my ex-husband loves you more than I ever will, in such a gay and not so gay way. But anyways, going back to it, is these fans make this connection, bro, where they'll do anything. And I know that. They're showing me Sean Paul. I was like, bro, in my 20s, I was like, bro, I love him. I fucking love him, bro. I fucking love him. I could be in the shittiest mood, and that's any of his songs come on, and I'd be like, damn, bro, I'm in a good vibe, fuck it. And I loved him, and he was coming to town, to the Fillmore. And I'm like, bro, I'm gonna meet Sean Paul. And they're like, yeah, you and every other 16-year-old girl. I was like, nah, bro, I'm gonna meet him. I have the pictures, not here, they're in my trunk. Where I literally just asked a couple that were going back into backstage, and I'm like, look, I'm a huge fan. Can I go with you guys? It's just me. I won't embarrass you. I really just want to see him. They're like, yeah. And they took me back. It was not that big of a deal. I didn't have to fight anyone or give up blowjobs or $100 bills. And I went back there, and it was so humbling because, you know, he's larger than life to me, you know, on the screen. And I meet him, and he's literally like my size, like 5'3", and he's a bit thinner than me. And we take pictures, and it's like, I don't know, it was like, you know, it was just that. And it was a great concert, and that was it. There was like maybe one, and that was him in the beginning. And I met him as soon as it. And then after that, I would just meet all kinds of them. But they can't wait to actually meet the person that they listen to all day, that sings the songs of their heart. And that was my other post before I went out tonight, was Allie. I was like, Allie showed up, and I was like, and then there's Allie. And she's like, who's Allie? I was like, listen. It's like, oh, that's a nice song. I was like, Allie sings the songs of our heart. It's beautiful. And that's where it is, you know, you make this connection with your voice and with your words and with your way of life, where you know what I mean? And they just want to connect. They'll do anything. They'll run on the stage. They have these great plans of how they're going to meet their favorite artist, bro. They're about to risk their life. They're going to go to jail. They're going to stomp a kid if they have to. They will do anything to get to their favorite artist, right? Eminem just locked up his biggest fan for 20 years because he wouldn't stop trying to get to him. Yeah, you don't want those kind of fans, but they just loved you, bro. That's it. They were working hella hard, bro. I got my ex, he loved Lil Wayne, right? So I was like, he can't get in like I could get in. But I was like, all right, I got an idea. This is what you're going to do. You're going to put on that KS107's 5 shirt that we got at the last concert. We're going to both put on those little lanterns, and we're going to act like we're part of staff in this, and we're going to walk straight past that stage. He's like, yeah. I was like, yeah, I'm going to dress myself up like a fucking superstar, and you're going to act like staff and walk me back the stage. I swear to God, that's exactly what we did at Fiddler's Green, right there in the front, because I had stage tickets right near the front. As soon as it was over, we walked straight from the fucking stage, straight up there. I was like, just walk. Just act like you own it. Just walk. Just act like you wear that shirt like you work here. And we walked straight in and walked straight to the back. By that time, Wayne was gone, and it was just us and Bone. So we sat there and we smoked weed with Bone. And that's what we did. But yeah, and then there was, you know what I mean, fucking Biebs. Bieber, we go back, bro. You don't know it. Fucking native. I'm working with Michaela, and Michaela she's got that Bieber fever, bro. She is like, oh my God, I love him. I'm like, okay, so I know you're in town doing a concert, and we're working, and I'm like, why are you here? Why aren't you at his concert? Why aren't you? I mean, I can't. She's like, oh my God, is that tonight? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, hold on, I'll figure it out where he's gonna be, and we'll go to the after party. She's like, yeah. And I was like, yeah. And then I figured out where he was gonna be, so I took her to my house. We got her all dressed up. And I went to see you. You was on dope back then, though, dude. You was doing cocaine back then. Anyways, I shoved her bitch ass into fucking VIP to sit with you, and she was right next to you in your bottle, but she was too afraid to talk to you. A wiener. Anyways, so, you know, they'll do anything, and that's it. I'll help you. This is your biggest moment? For sure, I'll take you to meet your favorite person. I'll get you back there, take that picture, and, you know, have that experience in life. That's it. I mean, I'm not a groupie, but I'll get you to the group that gets you into the party.
You know what a groupie is? I thought you were too old for that.
I'm too old for a lot of things.
You sure you're
Going back to it,
then?
he got, I don't know, he's off to a bad start, but God already told him that this wasn't going to be good, so I don't expect anything really good to come out. So, sorry, Russ. You need to heal that shit. There's interruptions, and, you know, it's not all about you, and that's what that was right there. No matter how you look at it, baby boy, that wasn't all about me, and I wasn't seen, and what about me, and I'm just trying to put on a show, and how dare you, and you're not going to make me feel bad because you interrupted my show, and you put on a whole act just to get my attention. Yes, that's why they take off their underwears and their bras, anything to get your attention, loser. They make posters, they do everything to get your attention. And it worked, and look at what kind of attention you gave them. The same you give me, you douchebag. I feel bad for them. Because all they wanted to do was what? Love you. Hey guys, watch out for that. Otherwise, yeah, it's late. We're jamming. It's like probably like 2 o'clock in the morning. Well, then close that.
It's not this. It's out there. It's not.
I don't know. It's not us. Hey, anyways, I love yous. Laters. Bye. You turned on the heater. That's what that is.